This is not the first time that Jamie Stonemaier has gotten in trouble with the SJW brigade in board gaming, who's trying to ruin every board game at this point. It's getting absurd. But like always, he is bending the knee, and I always tell people, never give these people an inch, never listen to them, never acquiesce to them, because you'll just be in this circle of having to bow to their social pressure over everything, even minor stuff like this, over and over and over again. Whew. The board game industry is really paused. But you know what? We're going to work on the board game industry and turn it back into a place where people can just enjoy board games with their families and not have to worry about this stuff, much like we're doing with comics and science fiction right now. If you're new here, my name is John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling science fiction author, and I'm an award-winning comic creator. So I've got a Subscribe Star up now. I've got my channel. I've got my books on Amazon. Lots of ways to support. I'm not actually just sitting here complaining about things. We're creating our own culture and moving things forward. So it's imperative to support people who don't hate you, who do want to push awesome things and bring you back fun again like we used to have in the culture before these people started ruining everything. Support my Subscribe Star today. That link is in the description below. And by the way, we are hard at work right now making a wonderful fighting card game based on my superhero properties. Stay tuned for that later. I think that's the first time I've really announced that. Good stuff. All right. Today's topic, as I mentioned, is Stonemaier Games. Now, Stonemaier Games has done a lot of games that people really enjoy. Viticulture, Tapestry, Wingspan, Scythe have all been very universally acclaimed and very popular games over the last few years. This one's about viticulture, which is literally about like farming grapes and making wine. It's something that I enjoy. If you guys know that I'm from the Napa Valley, or at least close to it. And this is a game that's always been on my radar. I haven't gotten it yet, but I've always wanted to play it because this seems like, it speaks to me, my real life. And there's a bunch of expansions, Tuscany, some mini expansions, and the new one that's coming out is called Viticulture World, which is a cooperative one, which really is about different, wine growing across the world, I guess, over time. And there's a historical component to it also, which is pretty neat. So I was definitely interested in that also. Now, people are reviewing early copies of it. For some reason, I did not get a review copy of this. Jamie, if you want to send me a review copy, I know that these people, Themer, said that they didn't want to review your game yet. I'm happy to review this. Please send me a review copy. I'll do so for you. I've got about 5,000 subscribers. It always annoys me, these SJWs who want to ruin everything. It's like, they got 11,000 subscribers. We better catch up. Anyway, I'm diverting myself. But you see right away, they're going to be SJWs on this.
Content warning. This discussion includes themes of colonialism and genocide. Oh no, colonialism and genocide. Please be mindful and respectful of the conversation. Any comments which are disrespectful, include personal attacks toward us or anyone else, will be immediately blocked. Of course, I'm already immediately blocked for saying that this is actually an awesome product. Oh well, what can you do? Here we are. Opportunity to learn and grow together. So we'll see about this. So the video comes down to the fact that this viticulture expansion has 2 cards in it, which are representations of conquistadors. If you don't know, Spain had a vast global empire for several hundred years. I know they don't teach anything in history. Really improved the world in a lot of ways. I mean, they brought commerce to South America and North America, and actually, improved the standard of living of people in those regions big time because, of course, of their great culture and, of course, because of their great technology and ways that these people had never experienced before. Now, of course, there were losses, most of them due to illness because the people in South America didn't have immunities to diseases that people in Spain had, and it caused some problems on that end. And of course, there were some bloody fights and battles as happens when you have 2 cultures meeting. But it's just history. It is just that at the end of the day. Now, of course, we've got 2 weirdo ladies on here, 2 SJW, allegedly ladies. I'm sorry, I shouldn't gender people in 2022. I apologize to any, whatever. We'll call them people with vaginas on here. That's better. Okay.
They are complaining because there's a Cortez card.
He's one of the most evil, racist, genocidal people, indigenous people in history. Oh no!
Now, it's a card in a game about building vineyards. And apparently, he was integral in bringing grapes and vineyards into South America, and it's just a part of that. So they go nuts. Literally, this lady opens the video with crying. She starts bawling because there's a card of some guy who brought wine to South America hundreds of years ago, who none of her family were impacted by, except for the fact that she's alive today. So I guess she, maybe has some of his DNA. I don't know. And nobody alive is impacted negatively by that today. So it's insane. It is absolutely crazy SJW shrieking. It's erasing of history, and it's a destruction of this board game for no reason. This continues for 20 minutes where they whine about how this card triggers them so much they literally can't play a board game. It's this absurd. Now, if you think about these people and like how they live today with all their stuff, you see all their Coomer stuff in the background. They own so much stuff. They have such easy lives that they can sit around and have psychological disorders and cry over a card representing a historical figure in a board game existing. I mean, think about how little trouble you have in your life if that is the way you are. Now, kings didn't live this well as these ladies probably do back in the day. Cortez probably did not get all the riches and wonders that these ladies have in their house right now, all the luxury comforts, air conditioning, TV, video. Oh my gosh. But this is how these people are. They're all psychologically damaged. They're all crazy people. And you can tell by their lifestyles, which I don't have to get into right now. But of course, it's always a certain
community that needs to be protected
that is always involved in this kind of shrieking. And it's really sad to watch this. Now, my, of course, instinct was I'm going to go buy this game immediately. I'm going to get this immediately. Unfortunately, Jamie Stonemaier, who is the owner of the company and developer of the game, made that very hard to do. So he left comments down below. Of course, a lot of prominent SJWs in the industry left ridiculous comments down below, including Rodney from Watch It Played, who's all quick to try to cancel somebody in the board game industry. This is what he always does. This Canadian cuck is always doing this stuff, always causing drama, and always taking the side of the SJWs to stir the pot and wreck board game communities all across the globe. That's what this guy is all about.
Thank you for speaking out on this. It's hard to watch the emotional cost and the experience like this caused. Not just once, but in the multiple times you've had to experience it.
Gosh. Multiple times you've had to experience it. You play a card in a board game. I mean, geez. It says Cortez on it. Oh, no. Oh, you poor thing. I mean, it would have been better if they just had a cube that was unnamed. I guess that's what they want. My God.
So again, thank you for putting yourself through this for the sake of the video.
They act like these people were like in literal gas chambers when they're playing a freaking card game. It's insane. I can't believe this thing gets me so upset. But the real problem is Jamie Stonemaier himself goes on here and goes,
Maggie and Amy, thank you for speaking your truth.
Not the truth, your truth. You gotta see how these people phrase these things. Because truth is subjective to these people. That's how it always works. And that's why we can't honor people who actually, made South America what it is, like Cortez today.
Both in this video and to me about this massive mistake of mine.
Now, it gets even more ridiculous once we get into what this mistake is. I can't wait to show you. It's so stupid.
These terrible conquistadors.
By the way, not all of them were terrible. Not all of them did bad things. Again, there were wars going on. Both sides did things. But we have to, if they have brown skin, they have to be good. If they have lighter skin, they have to be bad in 2022. And it's really sad that these people cannot actually parse historical concepts and actually look at things. Nobody's perfect. But, oh well.
Don't deserve to be memorialized in any way in our game.
Makes me want to make a Conquistador game and comic, and I probably will do so, because F these people.
Especially not in the context are characters who give players special abilities, even the strong disclaimer included in the instructions.
Yes, he straight up put up a disclaimer in this freaking game on here, on the cards, so that people could pay attention to the disclaimer and be taken out from the game because they might be triggered. They did this already, and these people still complained about this just because that name exists. I can't believe these people exist. Oh my god. Such a nuts.
The impact on winemaking by characters described in the module of the game come at grave cost to the indigenous peoples, and we do not honor the means or methods by which Europeans secured these lands.
Remember, white people bad, indigenous peoples good. Now, never mind all the child sacrifices and things like that were going on in South America that the Spaniards got rid of and brought Christianity to, which is a good thing. They saved the souls and saved salvations of countless people. And of course, now that South America is primarily Catholic, that lasting impact went on for generations and is a good thing that should be celebrated. But the board game's canceled now. Here it is. Apparently, they're producing new card packs where they're replacing Cortez and the like with, you guessed it, an indigenous woman, because, we got to take the men out of the game and then put a random woman in there, and it'll make it a little better. Man, never give an inch to these SJWs. It just causes problems every single time. They're not ingenuous. They're just psychotic. All they want to do is destroy and create drama every single time. And this is the fruits of that. Fruits of that, get it? Viticulture? Okay. And it's just a head desk to watch this. This is only going to stop if the board game industry stops giving any credence to it. We have to mock people like Jamie, like Rodney, for acquiescing to this nonsense. And it's complete nonsense. Let people play their games. Let people design their games. Let people create their art. And you know what? Tell these people to just buzz off. That's the only way to solve it. All right. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.